The red on-air sign glowed, a lone microphone stood on the table. "You're listening to Whizzes, your late-night companion." The host's voice, smooth as silk, filled the airwaves.
What stories will we unearth tonight?
He chuckled. A call came in. The host answered.
You're on the air with...
Static erupted. The host winced.
Hello, can you hear me?
A voice thin and raspy whispered.
They're coming, they feed on voices, warn them.
The host frowned.
Who's coming? What do you mean?
More static. The voice was gone. The host chuckled nervously.
Well, folks, that was interesting. Remember, it's just a prank.
But doubt crept into his voice. He couldn't shake the chill that ran down his spine. The call, the voice, it felt all too real. The power flickered. The lights dimmed for a second. The host paused, his hand hovering over the soundboard.
It must be the storm, he muttered.
Outside the wind howled, but something felt off. The air grew heavy. The static returned, louder this time, a cacophony of whispers and shrieks. He fiddled with the dials, but the noise persisted. A cold sweat prickled his skin. He glanced at the phone line, blinking innocently. Had that call really happened? A wave of dizziness washed over him. The room felt colder. He could have sworn he saw something move in the reflection of the soundproof window. He shook his head.
Get a grip, he whispered to himself.
He peered out the window. Shadows danced in the darkness, twisting, writhing. He couldn't make out any distinct shapes. Were those figures? He backed away from the window, heart pounding. They seemed to be drawn to the light emanating from the station. He felt a primal fear grip him. Something was out there, and it was coming closer. The host grabbed his phone. No signal. He ran to the door, fumbling with the lock. It wouldn't budge. Panic surged through him. He was trapped. The shadows outside grew larger, more defined. He could hear the whispers now, scratching at the edges of his sanity. He raced to the back door, throwing his weight against it. Locked. He was out of options. He was trapped in a cage of his own making, the radio station his prison. He stumbled back to the microphone, his only connection to the outside world. He had to warn someone, but warn them about what? He took a deep breath and spoke into the microphone, his voice trembling.
Whatever you do, don't let them silence you.
A blood-curdling scream erupted from the speakers. The host recoiled, his blood turning to ice, then silence. The red, on-air light flickered once and died, plunging the studio into darkness. The shadows outside the station had vanished. All that remained was the eerie silence of the night.